Hello, Anthony. This will be some video feedback for you for 3.1 and including 4.1, the wireframes, which I hope you have a chance to upload to the discussion board soon. They are important and they are related to some of the other features of the website that you'll be building, the wireframes. They are, as I have announced earlier, sketches that determine the positioning, relative positioning of ingredients. I follow the rubrics pretty carefully. For 3.2 and 3.3, there's only two rubric categories, but for the journal, there's considerably more in your questions that you're asking of the client, of the focus group, and so forth. Good going, and I look forward to seeing your website shape up. Anthony, I'm viewing your page in Safari for the Macintosh, and under Develop, there's this feature to view the page source, so I can simultaneously view your coding against your live page. And I see that you are using the font family command to use Athelas, which is one of the typefaces. I see Gaudi. While I'm hearing the code, I wanted to point out this script that I may have mentioned in earlier feedback, and that is something that Google places on your web pages dynamically. Now, don't worry about it. It's there to make your page searchable and present. Here's something else that Google will stick on your page. I see that your page has lots of meta tags, meta comments, and you have some rudimentary formatting of the type. This would qualify as an embedded style guide. It's up, well, if it were in the head, it would. What you'll do next, or in the coming weeks, is extract this and create a external style sheet. In terms of the rubric, you've added some style. I would like to have seen the corporate color. I see a gray here. Is that one of the town corporate colors? I'll accept that. The file is properly uploaded to GeoCities. Good going on that. Looking at your URL here, it looks like you have set up a directory or folder for GRA310. That bodes well for file management, which we'll get to in the milestone. Anthony, your milestone, I see a couple files that you've uploaded. I see an index file there. I'll take a look at it again on, well, let's see if I can. All right, so I see, all right, a little misspelling there, no biggie, it's only, but it may cause a problem when you come to rename it, so make sure the spelling of your file names is correct. Within here, I see a folder with images. Have you been able to, do you have anything in it? You've got the idea. Here I would expect to see the HTML pages for your other links within your site. Anthony, as a visual sitemap, this is okay. I know it parrots what I may have posted a couple weeks ago. As long as it's clear to you, what I would think this means is that there are images in the image folder which land on these pages. This, I would assume, means that Town Cuisine is the home page. There are these three child pages, and then there's this tertiary level under menu. Be careful about getting too layered a site. It's pretty ambitious. So you might just have your lunch and dinner menu on a single page. And then here I see a folder that will contain these other HTML pages. The rubric criteria are, have you included a properly coded sitemap? And I'm afraid that I don't see that. That's very important because, as you've discovered in week 4, without a unordered list or a sitemap, you won't be able to create a navigation system. And all a coded sitemap is a list of your links with URLs. That will be the basis for your navigation. So look to doing that or completing that. The other rubric requirement was evidence of file management structure. When I go to your GeoCities web server, I see that you have created a GRA 310 folder. That's a good start. So I'm going to say that you've sufficiently met that. Just how are you going to manage overwriting index.html? That's a challenge I have for you in terms of file management. Hello, Anthony. This was concise reflection, and I think as a journal reflection, it doesn't need to be really long. However, I'm always curious about new technological tools for doing market research, and of course, it includes things like the internet. But could you be more specific? I'm just curious. Things that I can think of course, are Google Analytics. Have you ever had a YouTube channel? I do. I'm just sort of coming to grips with it. But there are a host of tools that seem to be very easy for designer types like myself to use. So think about those research or technological tools. Then there are also resources that are available to everybody, including the U.S. Census. That's useful for gathering local demographic information. And I like the statement up here. You're trying to project, an image or an ambiance in your website that should match up with your vision statement, which was part of your assets, I think. And don't forget about the wireframes, because they're very important in achieving that ambiance, if you will. Whether you use a lot of clustered photographs, perhaps the emphasis is on the menu and it's a family-oriented place, that would suggest a kind of visual busyness. But, classy, relaxing experience, to me at least, suggests large photographs that perhaps bleed, and photographs that are, or some of them at least, that would be of the interior or perhaps the exterior of the restaurant. Sparer, less visually noisy. So your characterization of your audience in your journal statement, think about when you design your wireframes of having them match up. And I would use this as your driving statement, a relaxing, classy style experience.